And thanks for joining us here at 4. And we're starting a few minutes early because we've got breaking news this afternoon. City Council President Ilana Pertigini just confirmed that 2 people were shot by federal agents. We are still waiting to confirm the exact details.
Difficult news to report today. Catherine Cook is live for us at OHSU Adventist Health Medical Office with the very latest on what we know right now. Catherine?
Stephanie and Tim, details are coming in as we speak. We don't know a whole lot right now, but indeed we have confirmed that 2 people have been shot, were injured, and are currently in the hospital. Their conditions unknown. That's from the Portland Police Bureau. We want to make it very clear, the Portland Police Bureau was not involved in this shooting. They tell us federal agents were involved in the shooting, but we don't know any details about how or what led up to that shooting. I can tell you that we have crime tape here on the hospital campus. Also that police tell us a short time after the shooting, which happened at around 2:15, they received a call from a person at about 148th and East Burnside. They responded and found a man and a woman both injured from the apparent shooting. They say that was related to this incident. Again, they were transported to a local hospital where their conditions are unknown. I'm going to step out of the way here so that my colleague can pan and show you the lay of the land here. Again, not a lot, but we have yellow crime tape here. We've got red crime tape toward the back of the parking lot. I can also tell you that we have seen federal agents on scene here at the hospital campus where the shooting happened. We're told the FBI is also here, and once again that federal agents, not Portland police, were involved with the shooting. I've spoken with many from the Latino community. They've shared information with us that we're not ready to share because it needs confirmation. But again, a lot of folks here are on edge, in particular with what happened in Minneapolis. The Portland Police Chief, Bob Day, put out a statement not long ago explaining that this is not lost on him. He says, "We are still in the early stages of this incident." Again, that's Chief Bob Day. "We understand the heightened emotion and tension many are feeling in the wake of the shooting in Minneapolis, but I'm asking the community to remain calm as we work to learn more." They also put out a reminder that PPB does not engage in immigration enforcement as outlined by their directive, but is still responsible for maintaining public safety and enforcing state law. Chief Day's letter to the community and FAQ are out there for anybody who wants to learn more regarding immigration and their involvement. But again, out here on Southeast 102nd and Main Street, a lot of unanswered questions, a lot of fear, a lot of trepidation after 2 people were shot. Once again, we are told by or involving federal agents. And those 2 people who were shot, a man and a woman, again, at local hospitals this afternoon, recovering. Their conditions are not available right now. Tim and Stephanie, back to you.
Okay, Catherine, thank you so much. A quickly developing story. We are just learning information in the last hour about this. But just to recap what we know, just before 2:15 this afternoon, Portland police received a call about a shooting where Catherine just was at the 10200 block of Southeast Main, a shooting there that officers identified and reported to us and confirmed that federal agents had been involved in that shooting. Then around 2:30 this afternoon, officers received a call for help at 146th in East Burnside of 2 people, they said, who had been shot and found with apparent gunshot wounds there at the as well.
Right, and officers at that point did provide some medical aid, first aid to those 2 shooting victims, called for medical assistance, got them to the hospital, and again, their condition, a man and a woman, their conditions remained unknown at this point.
Let's get to Alma McCarty. She's joining us now from 146 and East Burnside. Alma, what are you learning there on scene right now?
Yeah, Tim, Stephanie, we just got here just a few minutes ago, but as we were driving up Burnside to, again, this is Northeast 146, we saw a pretty big scene here in terms of police. The FBI is on scene as well, and lots of people who live in this area kind of gathered around seeing what is going on. I'm going to step out of the way so you can get a better idea of what is happening here. You can see the section of the road at this apartment complex has been cordoned off with the crime scene tape. Again, a lot of this information information. We are just kind of repeating, but we are only now learning what is going on. What we have heard from Portland police is that at 2:24, those Portland police officers received information that a man had been shot and was calling for help in this particular area, 146th Avenue and East Burnside. Officers responded, found a man and a woman with apparent gunshot wounds. Officers applied a tourniquet, summoned emergency personnel. The patients were then transported, as Catherine had said, to the hospital. Again, their conditions at this time are unknown, but we do know that this was a shooting involving federal agents, not involving Portland police. Again, worth mentioning that Portland police do not work with immigration in terms of immigration enforcement. They do not work with CBP. They do not work with ICE. Again, this is in the early stages, but obviously a lot of interest out here and a lot of information that is still coming into us. And we will be sure to keep you updated as we learn more. Stephanie, Tim, back to you.
All right, Alma, thank you so much for that. We've been told we do have a statement, an FBI statement now we want to show you here, if we can get it up on the screen, just came into our newsroom. It looks like it says FBI Portland is investigating an agent-involved shooting that happened at approximately 2:15 p.m. near the 10,000 block of Main Street in Portland, involving Customs and Border Patrol agents, in which 2 individuals were wounded. This remains an active and ongoing investigation led by the FBI. Please follow this thread for updates regarding this matter.
And that's a statement on X or Twitter there from FBI Portland. We're going to go to Celine Stevens now, who has more information on the situation. Celine?
Tim and Stephanie, so this really unfolded. We saw in real time when the city constituent consultant came out to tell us about this emergency situation. So this was a protest. There were around 10 people or so outside City Hall, and they were going inside to try and talk to Mayor Wilson about the land use violation regarding the ICE facility and revoking that land use approval. So when they went up there, they got in front of the office, and then that constituent consultant came out and said the mayor would not be able to meet with them because of an emergency in Portland involving ICE. Now, it's still unclear if it is the same incident that Catherine just referenced. Now, before this all happened, I spoke with the protesters about why they came out here today.
We have been demanding that City Council and the mayor take steps to shut down the Portland ICE facility for months now, since June. And things have really come to a head now when a woman was murdered just a day ago, in Minneapolis. So we're here today to demand that they take immediate action, because what we saw yesterday is that their inaction can actually cost a life.
And again, that's before that we learned of the news. And again, it's unknown if the mayor's inability to meet was due to the same incident that Catherine was referencing. We also just got a statement from the mayor's office, and I'm going to read part of it right now, that says, "We cannot sit by while constitutional protections erode and bloodshed mounts. Portland is not a training ground for militarized agents, and the full force threatened by this administration has deadly consequences. As mayor, I call on ICE to end all operations in Portland until a full investigation can be completed." Again, the mayor just sent out that memo around less than 5 minutes or so ago. He also concludes and says he calls on every Portlander to represent our values and to show up with common purpose during this difficult time. Portland does not respond to violence with violence. We respond with clarity, unity, and a commitment to justice. We must stand together to protect Portland. Again, that coming from Mayor Wilson. We'll continue to update you as we get more developments on this. Back to you.
All right, Celine, thanks very much. And just to emphasize, this is the first time we've heard city officials say that federal agents, in fact, were the ones who shot these 2 individuals, and that's pointed out in Mayor Wilson's statement this afternoon.
Yes, and we do know those 2 people are at a hospital. We don't know their condition at this time. We will update you as we learn more on that. But as this shooting happened, City Council was in the middle of a session to vote on a new president. Alana Purtle-Guinea then interrupted the discussion. Take a listen.
Just a day after the shooting in Minneapolis of Renee Good, there was a shooting involving 2 Portlanders in East Portland with federal agents. We are still waiting for more details, but needed to pull counselors to get a briefing and an update so that we could ensure that we were prepared to respond.